sent me to counselors and things like that. I didn't show a result of bitterness, but I didn't have self-love for myself. That's what happened with me. See, certain people's is different. I even had friends tell me, they said, you have to learn to love yourself. I could always still give out humbly to keep loving. It never stopped me to keep loving. Even after the abuse from my mother, I went to my first husband, and it was abuse. It was beyond anything that the mother did, you know, and I still was able to love. But where it damaged me at, I didn't love myself. Because when I realized that I was loving these people that were actually abusing me, and there's nothing wrong with loving them, but allowing them to abuse you is a different thing. To stay in a situation where abuse is being, that is not something that unconditional love is going to tolerate. God don't want you in a relationship and saying, well, you know what, I'm hearing that I'm supposed to love unconditionally, so I'm supposed to take these beatings. No, because I thought that way. Okay, I was raised in the temple as a child, you know, thinking that you're supposed to be humbling and obeying, have wash your husband's feet, you know, and I came out of that into Christianity. And so I was a humble person, and this man was a Christian, okay? And I'm not going to say the religion he was in, but the thing was, he wasn't living a saved Christian life, so he didn't have no respect for the wife. He didn't have respect for himself because he was abusing me. But through all that, like I said, I was able to continue to love people, but they were breeding me. They was abusing me. God don't want me to give the unconditional love where I am the footstool. I am the head and not the tail and above and only. He don't want his children to be footstools. But at the same time, I was able to give the unconditional love to those that God would have led me to, that would have given it back in return. Or knowing how to balance that love. Okay, because first of all, this man beat me before I was even married. I was so stupid and young, I married him after that. Because I had that abusive, I had that no love type spirit in my soul. I had no love for myself. But then when God got redeemed from the Lord gave me love for myself. He gave me a man of God who loves me unconditionally. I love him unconditionally. And we be able to receive this unconditional love back and forth. And it's greater than life. Me and my husband talk about this all the time because he was with a woman that abused him. And you know, I'm saying to myself, I used to laugh. I said, wait a minute, the first time I had met a man that had a woman abusing him. But it's true, women abuse men. And he met a woman that had a man abuser. So we understood the pain of abuse. We understood the pain of someone being married to you, cheating on you, doing things to you, a mother that abusing her child. We both went through all that abuse. He was abused as a child too. Okay, so we had a lot of the same past. So God gave me somebody that had been redeemed and had received the unconditional love and wanted to give it back fluently. And I was able to give it back to him fluently. Then we're able to give it back to those out there that are in pain fluently. Okay? This is why it's so important for us to keep our love and people. So we can teach people how to love. Teach people how to give victory. Teach people how to show grace when it's not needed. Because God blessed us through all the storms, through all the trials. Unconditionally, we held on to him. Even through our abuse, we held on to God. And then he rewarded us to give someone in our lives back, that we could flow unconditional love together. And in return, to be an armor and a breastplate for God, to be able to give the world and teach the world about love. And teach people about how that God wants them to be able to. God don't want people afraid to love unconditionally. You know? And it used to hurt me because I used to wake up a lot of times and go in the bathroom and see my face all beat up. And I'm saying to myself, I love this man. Why he beating on me? You know? But I didn't love myself and I didn't love God first. That's what I had to learn. I said, you know what my problem was? I loved that man, but I didn't love God first. So when I got a hold of the Lord, and I made him first. I made him first, my first love. I put him first, and everything else just came added. Now, we fight our battles together. When the world try to come and destroy our marriages and our ministry or whatever, we are aimed to arm together I'm not saying God gonna work everybody's situation out like that, but one thing I know you will gain is Him. Because before I received my blessed husband and blessed children, extended children and things, I was able to be restored, to have self-love. I had been beaten and abused so bad that I couldn't even talk. I was called rattlebrain in school. They took me to psychologists because I had been abused so bad that my nerves, I would just sit there and wouldn't talk. I was scared to talk. Then after abuse with my husband, I was so messed up from him messing me up on drugs that I was just messed up. I had no love. But when I gave myself, I said, you know what, if I can give myself humbly to my husband, my mother, my first husband and my mother beat me up like that, and I'm humble myself loving them, I'm going to love God like this. I'm going to give myself to God like this. And when I started loving God like that, it ain't no doubt that He won't do what He says. He returned me where I continually can love unconditionally. He gave back my first love to me because I always wanted to love since I was a child. I started this last key program for children in Philadelphia because I seen children needed help. I always wanted to love. So He gave me back that. But also He gave me back self-love for myself. Something that I didn't have in the beginning of the walk was love for myself. See, unconditional love don't mean that you just got to love everybody, and not love yourself. And there's a lot of people trapped into that. They love so much, and they're getting beaten, they're getting abused, they're getting neglected, they're treated bad. Their children are treating them bad. People on the street are treating them bad. Everybody just kicking them around like a bouncer. God don't want you like that. He said, we're the head and not the tail. We're above and only. We're not footsteps. He will give you a spirit that you'll be strong and grounded. I never thought I'd be able to minister, to pastor, to teach the people. I was a shadow person. I was scared to talk. I had been abused to shut up. You know, my husband would beat me so bad to why he told me, shut up. Don't say nothing. Then he would say, don't cry. So I was so confused. But I gave myself under the blood of Jesus. I gave myself that love that I wanted to give out. God never stopped me from giving that love out. He never did. But He gave me something better. He taught me the order of the love. You first love the Lord first. You make the Lord, your love, your first love, and your only love first. And everything else will be added. And He proved it because I did it. I said, this don't make no sense. I just love people. I want to do this. But when I did it the right manner, that same unconditional love that was given to me from birth, I was able to continue to give it. And also, I'm getting it back now. I'm getting unconditional love back now. And it feels good inside. It feels good inside.